Deep in the shadows of the Atchafalaya swamp in Louisiana, there's a creature hiding that's completely cheated time. While the mighty Stegosaurus was buried in the dirt tens of millions of years ago, down in this 75-degree Fahrenheit mud, a prehistoric survival machine is still swimming. They call it the Bowfin, the only surviving member of an ancient royal bloodline, the Amidae family, dating back over 150 million years. The crazy part? This thing has the ultimate evolutionary weapon, bimodal breathing, an air bladder that works like a primitive lung, letting it gulp air right off the surface. Even left high and dry for days under the southern sun, as long as it stays wet, it survives. A lot of folks are terrified of those jagged teeth and armored gill plates. But how does a modern guy take down a creature that literally beat extinction? Meet Hank, a veteran angler with 20 years of wading through these swamps, and his little buddy, his 8-year-old son, Leo. Hank knows the price of getting sloppy. He's not using standard mono, a 50-pound braided line paired with a $25 steel leader. That's his only armor against a bowfin's razor-sharp jaws.
Oh, big dog, big dog. No, I'm landing this fucking thing, dude.
The water explodes. A split-second ambush. The reel starts screaming. The one-on-one fight is officially on.
Dude. It's 10. It ain't 13. It's 10. Look at that frickin' head.
Cool as a pro, Hank pins the fish down and uses heavy-duty pliers to pop the hook out.
She wasn't not going anywhere.
Perfect
she
win.
Wasn't. This is a big fish. Looks kind of swampy, kind of. Fish on. Or it's a bass. It's a bass. Uncut bait. Jeez. Right on the cut bait.
But pulling a swamp monster out of the mud is one thing. Turning it into a high-end meal, that's a whole different ballgame.
Very, very small, but hotter.
The enzyme levels in this meat are sky high. To break down this armored fish, you have to follow the steps exactly. It shreds through that prehistoric armor, clearing a perfect runway right by the gills. Making sure the knife never slips. The Yanagiba knife glides through, hugging the ribcage, slicing away that tough skin. With the ugly shell gone, this is where the real magic happens.
another fly. So there you go.
The golden rule for bowfin: never ever freeze these fillets. You have to respect this meat while it's absolutely fresh. A few hours ago, this was a menace at the bottom of the mud. Now it's coated in golden beer batter, hitting a fryer at exactly 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The mix of Cajun seasoning, cayenne pepper, and fresh lemon juice tightens up the meat. It wakes up a flavor most guys spend their whole lives throwing away. The meat is light, flaky, melting in your mouth, while that crispy crust gives off the perfect crunch. Down in New Orleans, people easily pay $100 for a jar of Bowfin caviar. But out here on Hank's wooden porch, the real payoff is Leo laughing and his dog Bruno wagging his tail for a scrap. A creature that survived the dinosaurs, finally delivering the most peaceful afternoon for a small family. So, would you drop $100 at a restaurant or drag this prehistoric beast out of the mud to cook it yourself?
Just like this.
You use a specialized scaler down the back, then carve out the strips. The thick skin is peeled right off.
Until we get to where this fin starts right here. Then we can pop through and just follow that backbone all the way down to the tail, just like you would anything else, like a walleye or a bass. Alright, so then we're going to keep coming up here, follow our cut down until we hit the ribs here. I'm going to follow those ribs out. So there's some bones that want to peel up off the rib cage right at the end here. Leave them on the carcass. Okay. The skin. So any meat on the top of the ribs on a burbot, so we're just going to go right out to the skin on there. And I'm going to cut the skin off, and I'm going to go shallow on this cut because I don't want to cut right to the skin because there's a layer of fat right along the skin that can give that fish a fishy flavor. And it's so much easier to get it off now than trying to cut it off of the fillet later. So there we go. Put this into 2 chunks, and then you have a front loin and the tail. Boneless, pretty much no fat left on it. And that is perfect for cooking. Alright, and now I'm going to do the other side here. It's basically the same thing, just in reverse. So cut up to the head, follow that backbone right down. Till we get to that fin, up through, follow that right to the tail, like so.
Revealing a massive slab of boneless white meat,
Follow the
pure freshwater gold.
rib cage, just like we did on the last fish. Last fish, you know, no, the last side is what I meant to say. Alright, so here's those little bones. We're gonna cut those just above them and leave them on the carcass. Now we'll cut that whole loin off, just like this. Okay, there's our second fillet, pretty much the same as the first. Clean this up again. See how slick that is? Alright, now back to the long knife and our shallow cut here. All the way down. Boneless, skinless, no fat on the back, 2 pieces, done. Now, this is something I have not tried, but I'm gonna try today, and that is, I've been told if you cut this belly meat off, you can cook it just like calamari. And I happen to be a fan of calamari, so I'm gonna try it. And it looks like that just comes right off really easy, right up to the ribs. That's actually a pretty sizable chunk of meat. So see how it skins here. Just gonna start that cut right there. Just skin it like you would any other fillet. Actually skins pretty easy. There. Actually looks really good. It's probably quarter, half-inch thick, something like that. So I'm just gonna cut it into strips like you'd see calamari, and we're gonna bread that and fry it up. And I bet you it will be really good. Yeah. And if you do 3 or 4, I would guess you're gonna get a pretty good bunch of meat there. So
When that knife
yeah,
peels back these huge
that's how
fillets,
I do a burbot
you
right there.
instantly get
Beginning
why
to
they
end.
call this thing
There's no
freshwater
meat left on
lobster.
there. Boneless, no fat. So pretty basic, but hopefully you can learn a thing or two. Now this guy's got something in his stomach, and I always check what's in it.
This is where the burbot completely changes the game, from a slimy bottom feeder to thick chunks of backstrap. A little roasted garlic, sea salt, black pepper, wrapped tight in bacon before hitting the hot coals. As the bacon fat renders over the open flame, it drips down and bastes the fish. It locks in all that moisture, turning this ultra-clean meat unbelievably rich. charred, crispy bacon on the outside. But inside, buttery soft freshwater lobster. No wonder the guys who know about this fish refuse to share their catch anymore. Got your own secret recipe for this fish? Drop it in the comments, because the second that fat starts sizzling over the fire, the fish everyone calls trash turns into a meal you'd pay top dollar for at a restaurant. Toyosu, the world's largest seafood market. Every morning at 5:30, a bell rings, and in the next 2 hours, 80% of the world's auction-grade bluefin tuna changes hands. Buyers walk the floor with flashlights and metal hooks. They poke the tail. They smell the gill. They're looking for one thing, the fat marbling that makes a fish worth millions. Otro, the fatty belly cut. In a grade A bluefin, it runs through the muscle like lace. Under light, it glows. Chefs call it ocean butter. The fish that broke the record came from here. Oma Bay, northern Japan. One boat, one captain, one hook.
Getting a little discouraged at first, but we finally just marked a couple fish. So I knew there was a few around, and finally. Come on, all right, come on, all right. Neutral.
608 pounds. The fight took 43 minutes. Within 60 seconds of the catch, the fisherman drove a steel spike into the brain, then bled it through the tail. A technique called ikajime. Done right, the fish dies without stress. The meat stays red, stays firm. Done wrong, a $50,000 fish becomes worth $500. This one was done right. January 7th, Hatsuseri, the first auction of the year. The 608-pound bluefin from Oma sold to a single buyer in under 90 seconds. $3,210,000, $5,026 per pound. A Lamborghini, a house, a college tuition, all in one fish. The blade is 1.5 meters long, custom forged, handed down between generations. This is otoro, 45% fat, melts at body temperature. $1 kilo retails for $800. Each slice, 12 grams, each plate. Five pieces, $120 per plate.
let this go for just a few seconds.
No marinade, no fire, no sauce. A fish this rare
So fast.
is served at 13 degrees Celsius, untouched, whole.
About a minute and a half. See? A little bit of browning. Again, the point of
The customer pays $500 for 5 bites. They say the only seasoning is silence. Florida, the Gulf Coast, a group of recreational anglers drop a single bait 800 feet down. What pulls back bends a steel rod 90 degrees. "36 minutes. 3 men on 1 rod. The fish that surfaces outweighs all of them combined. The Atlantic Goliath grouper, this one 800 pounds, over 50 years old. A single fish, older than every man on the boat. Here's what most people don't know. In Florida since 1990, it has been illegal to keep this fish. Goliath grouper populations were collapsing. The state declared a total moratorium. Every single one caught, by law, must be released.
Keep that rod straight.
It's a giant.
That's a monster.
Keep it, it's a monster.
Keep real, Tyler. Oh, he's gonna run. Hold on, guys. Hold on. It's a giant. The turkey's gone. Oh! You got the turkey. Yes. Look, the turkey string's still in there.
Oh my God.
The turkey, the little piece.
The piece. No joke. You can see the piece of the
plastic. He yanked it off.
He wrapped it off.
Go.
Walking the dog, guys.
Stick it right in that rod holder.
No, kick up. If they ever get their head down, guys, look at that. Look at that, dude.